Hey guys, so I'm making this stocks by request video for a good friend. Her name's Abanapa. She's asking for SM Ayala Shakeys Max and I guess the particular subsidiaries of those companies and how they performed since November 2019 to where we are today. Please remember that the market has dropped massively since that time, and we've seen stocks just continually start to drop primarily because of the trade war last year, then all of the issues that happened in the government last year. Then you also add the COVID virus and all the fear that's been happening, not just in our markets, but in other markets outside the Philippines as well. So I'll add this first. I want to talk about the index. So if you're new to this, by the way, my name is Marvin Germo. I'm a stock market trader and investor, and I make daily videos to educate you and give you I, as much as possible the right context on how you trade the markets as well. So I want to start with this. Number one, let's look at the index also starting from November last year. From November last year, if you look at it, it hit around 8,000. And then if you figure it out from where we are today, it's down 34.8% from last year. Now, for those who like to use moving averages uh, as your determination whether the stock is worth buying or not, all the moving averages that I use, 20, 50, 100, and 200, are still relatively bearish. And what's key though, and what I've mentioned over the past few videos that I made, is what we do know is close to the 4,000 level, there was an intraday buying that happened. And if you try to point it out also and try to look at it here, as of this point in time, as of uh, the first week of April at least, we are seeing the market build some sort of hesitation going up here. And if you try to look at it, it's also because the 20-day moving average is closing in. As you do note that the 20-day moving average also works as a resistance. The 20-day moving average works as a selling area also for the markets in general. So that's one thing that you have to point out, that should there be selling over the short term, it's pretty much because of the 20-day moving average. Please remember, as long as we don't break past that, there could be also a possibility of it retracing. The possible retracement could be here, and the next possible retracement could be at this particular area. If you look at MACD, MACD is, you have this change in direction upward here, denoted by the cross up. If you follow the cross up, it's pointing to somewhere here. So please do note, a change in direction could either be from a stock that's falling. After it has fallen, the change in direction could be a consolidation. So let's see from here if the market start to consolidate, or should it not consolidate, it could either drop down and the downtrend will just continue, or if it breaks past the 5-4 level, the next possible area where it could go is here. So a couple of things that I'd like to mention. Number one is, if it breaks out from 5-4, next possible resistance level, basing it from the 50-day moving average, 6,555. But if it fails to break out from that, you could peg another shorter one here at 4,7, but a stronger area, or at least intraday, it hit the 4,000 level. So let's see if these two areas will particularly hold. But please remember, it still does not change the underlying trend that the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, as of this point in time, is still, all intents and purposes, still bearish. Even MACD has not crossed the zero line as of this point in time. Now, let's go to my friend's request. Number one, I want to start with, let's start with Shakeys or Pizza. Pizza, then measuring it from November last year again. So the context remains the same. So from November, the start of November, this is where Pizza is. There you go, November. There, 12, around 12 pesos. Then it dropped. It has dropped already over 60+% since November last year. And if I'll try to put this here, if you notice it, Pizza is still also on a downtrend. Again, when a stock or whatever markets that you're trying to look at is in a downtrend, it will just continue to follow. No, it will just continue to push down and follow where the current progression is. So for position traders, it's very, very obvious that Pizza is still in a downtrend. It's very, very obvious that as the stock is still in a downtrend, it will just continue to go down. And if you look at all of the moving averages, you look at the MACD, it's still, from a position trading standpoint, relatively bearish. But here's the thing. We have a change in direction here. If you look at the change in direction also, the change in direction is also pointing out that maybe there might be a change in direction from a stock that was going down, from a stock that was pretty much battered into something that could consolidate as well. So please remember also that sometimes in downtrends, there's a portion where it starts to consolidate. But until we see a full reversal happen, the stock could just proceed and just go in the direction of the original trend. So the current trend right now is it's still down. But what we do know is Shakeys is building a base at the 4.5 peso level, 4.5 to 4.7 peso level. So if it holds that level, you could see that the next, or at least the 20-day moving average is here at the 5.8 level, then followed by the 50-day moving average at around the 7.9 peso level. So those price points will be the resistance for Shakeys. Those price points will be, no, all intents and purposes, areas where investors slash traders could actually sell as well. So if it bounces from the 4.5, 4.6 to 4.7 level, the next possible resistance will be the 5.8 level. And again, you have the MACD showing us that, hey, there's a change in direction. Again, as what I've said earlier, change in direction could be from a stock that's going down. A temporary change in direction could be that it starts to consolidate as well. I just want to point out also the next possible support level for Shakeys should this current level would not hold is this. What we're seeing right now is Shakeys is massively below its IPO price already. So if this is the support that gets formed, this will be the strongest support for Shakeys. But if the support level right now gets broken, then there's a narrative, there's a possibility that Shakeys could fall even lower. Please remember, if the support is broken and there's no more support, then the stock is on free fall. We don't have legitimate buyers yet that believe that a certain point in time or a certain price range the stock is cheap and it may continue to fall. So it's very, very important for Shakeys to hold this level if it wants to stay up. But again, the underlying trend for Shakeys is similar to the index where it's still pushing down and it's still bearish as of this point in time. So comment below, guys, if you're learning. Aside from ABBA, if you guys have any other requests, any other stocks that you guys want me to analyze, put them in the comment section below, and then we'll make another video on top of this. Again, this is stocks by request, stocks that you guys would send me, and I'll try to analyze it via social media. Again, the name of the game and the narrative on why I create videos like this is that I just want to inform you, I just want to give you as much content as possible so that in times like this, when there's a lot of uncertainty, you know what you're doing, you have a narrative, know that you don't have to rely on fear on what you see on the news, but you get to rely on the numbers. Either you use fundamentals very well or you use the charts to your advantage, because at the end of the day, knowing technical analysis is the game. It's what will differentiate you following what everyone else is doing as compared to you looking at the charts and analyzing it from there. And that's why I've been saying it over and over. Do not rely on what I'm saying. Do not rely on what other people are saying. You base your decisions based on your analysis, because your analysis should be framed from your risk tolerance, from your capital, from your time frame, and from the amount of money that you are putting in that trade as well. So there. Now let's look at Max. I hope, Abba, you get to watch this as well and you get to learn from this analysis. So Abba requested for November. So this is November. Let's start here. So from there, this is around, I want to move this so I get to see it better. So from here, this is around the 13 peso level. From the drop from to where we are now, it's down 65% also. And if you notice it for Max, now this is the support line. Once that got broken, the breakdown just continued, and it's very, very consistent. All moving averages are still bearish. MACD, no zero line crossing. The only thing that we're seeing here is this. We're seeing the change in direction. What's again similar to the first two examples I gave you. This is the downward push. This is the downtrend. The change in direction is basically this, that it's now trying to consolidate. It's now trying to at least build a base here. What's very, very important for Max, similar to the other examples that I said, is that it holds its base at 4. Because if it slides down from 4, then we may see another set of movement downward for MAX. So please remember this. This cross-up does not mean MAX is out of the woods. This cross-up does not mean MAX is safe already. It just means that the downtrend or the downward push as of this time is shifting. It could be a consolidation, or it could be something that could lead into a reversal later on. But what I'm saying, as of this point in time, MAX has not reversed yet. MAX is building a base at 4. MAX, as of this point in time, all short, mid, and long-term indicators are showing you that the stock is bearish. Current resistance for MAX right now is 5.2. So for those who would like to do a quick trade, bounce from 4, target price is 5.2. 5.2 does not break, take profits, sell there, and it might retrace back to 4. If it goes back to 4 and you buy again, if it at 4 it does not hold, make sure you cut your losses. Please remember, and I've been saying this over and over and over, the main narrative, the main goal when you do technical analysis is it's pretty much risk management. It's not a forecasting tool. It's not something that will help you guess. It's not something that will predict, but it's something that, hey, if you're right, you get to maximize your gains. But if you're wrong, you get to minimize your losses. And that's all it is in the world of stock trading and investing. It's all about risk management. It's all about protecting whatever positions that you have as well. So again, from a position trading standpoint, the PSE, Shakeys, and Max, they're still pretty much bearish. They're still pretty much in a downtrend. There's some indicators showing you that there's a change in direction, but it's a change in direction that will tell you that it's consolidating. Now let's continue. Comment below if you're learning. Comment below if this is something that's helping you as well. Let's look at SM. SM investments. If you notice it, SM, by the way, I've been saying this in the previous videos, SM has been relatively resilient, no, compared to the other stocks. Again, everyone has been everyone's still hit. There's no stock that gets pretty much immune to this. When foreigners sell, they sell massively. But here's the thing, and I've mentioned this in previous videos. I've mentioned this also in a video with Rex Mendoza that we just posted, that when foreigners go back, whatever they sold, that's the same stocks that they will start to buy. That's the same stocks that they will just come back to. And what's so interesting about SM is it's so resilient. Oh, by the way, promise ko kay Aba, let's look at how much it has dropped since November. If you look at it from here, somewhere there, it's down to where we are right now. No, SM's down around 22.7%. So it's not as battered as compared to the other stocks that we've looked at, but similar. It broke down from strong moving averages. It broke down from the 963 level resistance, and it's now forming another resistance level here at the 844 level. So it's pretty clear here that at the 600 mark, there was a lot of buying. So first things first, if SM next week does not really move up, one thing is for sure, is it's because it's forming a resistance already here at the 836 level. So please remember, people are saying, why will it not go up from, let me try to measure it so at least I give you full context. Why will it not go up? If you measure it here, it's already up 40% from the opening price last March 16. If you even add the intraday low, no March 16, you will actually see that it's already up 63%. So at the end of the day, please remember this. There's still fear. There's still panic. The US just reported that jobs are pretty much down. There's a lot of unemployment. There's still no cure for the coronavirus. The economy is projected to be lower. A lot of companies are projected to have no growth this year. They're going to take a hit. So meaning with a lot of fear, a lot of people who are making money will want to lock in their gains, especially people who are trading for the short term. So 40%, 63.3% is not bad. It's not a bad gain anymore. So when people take profits, when people try to limit their exposure, again, more sellers bring the prices down. And that being said, a retracement is possible either here to the 664 level or to as low as where the bounce was at 605. So you have to watch out for that. But one thing I do know is this: if it breaks out from the 844 level, the next resistance is the 955 level for SM. comment below if you're learning, comment below if this is something that's helping you, because again, that's all I want. I just want to make as much content to help you guys as possible. And I really believe that trading the markets is amazing. But again, please remember, if you're trading the markets, it won't always be a straight line up. It won't always be uptrends. There will be times like this where markets are down. There will be times like this where selling bad news is also prevalent as well. So let's look at SM Prime. For SM Prime, by the way, the promise, not to measure it on November. Abba, I hope you watch this. From November, it hit around 40. The drop made it go low, made it drop 27.2% for the short term, and it's very very consistent to what I said. SM stocks are pretty much when it's relatively safe, not safe. Everyone has been battered down, but SM stocks are the ones that are a bit immune compared to the other stocks. Where if you look at Max, you look at Shakeys, they've been down more than half of. They've been down more than 50% already, but SM 27.2% for SM Prime. So SM Prime resistance is at 31.4%, 31.4 pesos per share. It also coincides to where the 20-day moving average is. So it's pretty much consistent. MACD is also confirming a consolidation, a possible consolidation. But what we do know is short-term, medium-term, and long-term indicators are not really showing us that SM Prime, Max, and Shakeys are starting to reverse, or at least bullish. No signal yet as of this point in time. But again, there could be opportunities for number one, a bounce from support. Number two, a breakout from short-term resistances. So this is a good scenario for people who know how to trade the volatility, for people who know how to use support and resistance, because at the end of the day, that's how you trade markets. If you're trading, you have to be unemotional. When buy signals start to emerge, you start to come in. When sell signals start to emerge, regardless if the company is good, your goal is also to sell. Your goal is also to get out of the position. Your goal is to just follow your plan, stick to your strategy, and just do what you need to do in order for you to be able to make that right trade as well. So there. Now let's look at AC. Ayala Corporation. And if you follow the videos that I did with Rex Mendoza loves Ayala. And here's the thing, here's what's so interesting about Ayala is that it's managed well. And they really, 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 really value people. They really value people more than money. They value legacy. Legacy is very, very important to them. They value how they will be in the grand scheme of things as well. That being said, though, as what I've mentioned, the SM stocks have been the most protected. Even last year, Ayala Corp is down 48.1% from around 875 November. Last year, it dropped. Now, the lowest area was around 390 pesos per share. Currently, it's around the 450 level. So if I'll draw my support and resistance here, very, very clear. We have something around the 500 level, then another one here at the 388 level. Again, similar to the examples I drew a while ago, short, mid, long-term indicators for Ayala Corp still denotes that it's bearish. But if you look at MACD, it's also showing us that the consolidation is there. If you look at this also, very, very consistent. I'll draw the trend line here. The trend line is not broken. The trend line is following the 100-day moving average, similar to what I pointed for SM and the other stocks also. Let me just fix this. Here, you saw it break down of 824. After it broke down from 824, here, this is now the new resistance. And after that, boom, the scale down of the stock was continuous. It just continued to go down. Our resistance right now is at the 507 level. So please watch out for this over the next few days. If AC does not go up past the 507 level, it's because two things. Number one, that's where the resistance is from the lines that I drew, and number two, the 20-day moving average is there. So similar to all of the other stocks, position trading perspective, Ayala Corp has not fully reversed yet. A couple of things that it has done, it has shown already a certain area of support where it has started to bounce. It has already showed us that 507 is a resistance, and let's see how this consolidation will happen. So the consolidation level is 507 resistance, 388 support. 388 does not hold. We may see it retrace lower. Possible retracement for AC is it could possibly go here to around the 312 level if that level does not hold as well. So again, those are the levels. If it holds and goes up that level, let me go back so I see it better. If the 50, if it bounces 388, it goes to 503. If 503, if it breaks out of 503, next possible feasible area for it to go is a 640 resistance level. So there, let me peg it here so you guys see it as well. So there. So consistent, max, pizza, AC, SM, SMPH, all in downtrends. The PSE, all in downtrends. But what we're seeing now is a short-term consolidation. We don't know if that consolidation will just further the downtrend later on, or it could be a beginning of a trigger, not a trigger, but it's the start of how it starts to consolidate first and eventually later on, it starts to reverse. Again, no signs yet of reversal, but let me show you Ayala Land as well. Ayala Land Rex also mentioned this in the previous video that it's now seeing some foreign buying. Foreigners have started to come in the stock, but there's one thing that's evident: resistance at the 32.43 level for the stock. So again, so if you notice it, no, that's why I love technical analysis, because it's all just chart patterns. They almost look the same. If you notice it, there's a stock where it started to break down. As it started to break down, the breakdown point became the new resistance. All of the moving average are still bearish. All of them, I could connect a trend line to show you that it's still also in a downtrend as well. So that's why I love technical analysis, because the strength of you analyzing it is not you trying to guess what will happen next, because everything that you know can be seen from the charts. From a trend perspective, downtrend. From a moving average perspective, all of the moving average are bearish. From a MACD perspective, all we have is a change in direction showing us that, hey, the downtrend, it's creating a pause from a downtrend, but it's now building and starting to consolidate. What the range is, 22.65 to 32.43 pesos per share. So by the way, I promised Abba to measure it. So the drop from November is, oops, sorry about that. What am I doing? Uh, that's what's hard when it's live and then my face is there. You see the reaction still. So it's down 36%. If you note it also from here, the same measurement to the lowest. No? It was such a great bounce also. No? 61% from the lowest intraday bounce for the stock as well. So put your questions below if you have anything, any clarifications on all of this. And I'll say this over and over, especially for people who have not studied technical analysis yet. Technical analysis does not predict, does not forecast. And what's very, very important, that it's not about what stocks to buy, but it's the reason, the logic behind the stocks that you want to buy as well. It's more of the mentality and the trigger that will cause you to buy, and later on the trigger that will cause you to sell as well. If those triggers are not hit, then do not buy. If those triggers also get hit, then that's when you start to take profits. But you own the stock, no sell signal yet, no trigger yet to sell, then you need to also deploy patience, that unless those sell signals come out, you're not supposed to do anything for the stocks that you own as well. So I guess that's it. If you guys want me to analyze more stocks, I'm going to try most of them during the weekend. Just keep sending them. Put the hashtag stocks by request. For those who want to know more about technical analysis, I have links below for my books and all of the seminars that I have in the remaining cities where I could still go to because of this lockdown that we have. The links are down below for the books, the online courses, and the trainings as well. If you're new to this, super appreciated if you could like, share, and subscribe. I also have a second channel. I'll put it below. I'll put the link below. Super appreciated if you could subscribe to that. It's a cartoon series where I try to make teaching the stock market, investing, entrepreneurship, and the basics of personal finance in a more simplified manner for more and more Filipinos to understand as well. So I guess that's it for now. Comment below if you stayed up until the end. I super appreciate it to hear from you guys. If you like this format, I figured out a way on how I can show the charts and my video all in one go as well. But again, this is something that's raw, no edits, no music, no logo, no anything, just me and the charts doing the stocks that you guys requested. So I'm going to do more this weekend. Put your comments below and we're just going to make more and more and more videos. If you believe this video added so much value to you, super appreciate the like. And I guess that's it for now. Marvin Germo,
I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. And before I end, pala, no, uh, all I want, guys, is I hope that you use this lockdown to build your skill. Use this lockdown to be able to learn more. And I know there's a lot of noise from a political standpoint, and emotions can be so high. And sometimes all of us get riled up regardless of what you believe in. But here's the thing: uh, it does not remove the context that you do not. Uh, Whatever happens does not define your future. That you hustle so hard, you work so hard, you protect yourself, you make your immune system better, that you will survive this. But as you survive this, you have the new skill, you have a new set of talents, you have a new mindset that will cause you to make more even when this lockdown is over. So again, that was the intro to the ending, but I'm really gonna go now. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you.